used to wrap the body? Doesn't it remind you of the fluorescent cloth from Delicia's room? My fluorescent cloth was at the crime scene? Fluorescent cloth. Just what part of this cloth is fluorescent? As I guess Von Karma doesn't know about this cloth's secret. It looks like a normal cloth at first glance, but if you use this rainbow light device, you can make it glow. Ooh! He's like, huh? Prosecutor Von Karma seems a little surprised. I don't think it was the cloth's ability to glow that surprised him. One sheet of this fluorescent cloth is currently unaccounted for. Now I'd like you to look at the colour of the cloth in this photo. Don't you think it looks like the colour of the fluorescent cloth before it's been lit up? Both the rock salt lamp and fluorescent cloth originally belonged to Delicia. Wouldn't it be natural to assume that this cloth was used to wrap the body? Prosecutor Von Karma, I believe the present conditions give us much reason to suspect Delicia. Oh. What the? What lifted that up? Was it her foot? Hold it, Greggy. Do you really suspect me? I don't yet know if you are the culprit. But it is true that you're hiding something, am I right? That's objection. So, you're saying that the murder weapon and the cloth were originally from Delicia's room? Yes. Tisk tisk tisk. What's so funny? Just as I expected from you. The murder weapon and the cloth are not from her room. How unfortunate for you. What does he mean? Before the contest began, Master noticed her violation of the rules. He confiscated the cloth and the rock salt lamp and kept them in his room for safekeeping. What? The victim was not seen, as he stayed locked up in his room after the contest had begun. The only one who could have unlocked the locked rooms was Chef Master. And the murder weapon, the rock salt lamp, was being kept in Master's room. This should be the decisive evidence in proving Master's guilt. Defense Attorney? You've lost to me before you even had the chance, or had a chance, to stand in court. What's this? What? Was all our investigating for nothing? It's delicious. Why didn't you tell us about your confiscated items? Well, Manny said I'd look suspicious if I did. Prosecutor Von Karma. And it's true, you all suspect me, don't you? Tisk tisk tisk. How clumsy of you, Defense Attorney. Von Karma. So that's why he let us investigate Delicia's room. And in your clumsiness, there's one more thing I need to inform you of. 2 sets of fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. 2. Yes. They belong to Jeff Master and Delicia Scones. No other fingerprints were found. After Master killed Dover with the confiscated rock salt lamp, he foolishly concealed the murder weapon bearing his own fingerprints in its owner's room. Tisk tisk. I don't even need to prove my case in court. I have more than enough perfect evidence to prove Master's guilt. Hold it. I have some doubts about the fluorescent cloth found in Mr. Master's room. Bah, irrelevant. After disposing of the body, he intended to return it to Delicia's room. I don't have enough information to refute Von Karma's reasoning. Tisk tisk tisk, nothing left to say? If your job is done, leave this place. That's... I can't give up yet. We've wasted enough time as it is. Bad, take them away. What? Ah, there are still some doubts left in our investigation. Detective Bad. What's the meaning of this? It's not my nature to leave any doubts behind. There is still one piece of evidence that has yet to be identified. That's right, there are still the traces someone left behind. Talk about your doubts as much as you want later. But this, my dear attorney, is none of your business. No, I also have some doubts about one piece of evidence. It's likely that I have the same doubts Detective Bed has. What? This is the piece of evidence left in Mr. Master's room that has yet to be identified. The frame fingerprints. Or finger marks, even. Somebody left gloved finger marks on one of Mr. Master's desserts. If these were the killer's finger marks, then it's possible that the killer also didn't leave any fingerprints on the murder weapon. Oh! How did you know the state of this crime scene? I gave them permission to investigate. Bad, what possessed you to let a defense attorney into the crime scene? I don't recall you telling me not to let them in. Such impudence. You'd better remember, Bad. Your salary review depends on me. Uh-oh. This isn't good for Bad. I'm so glad I have a kind boss like Mr. Edgeworth. Your salary review depends on how you perform here. I'm surprised at what a mere attorney like you managed to uncover in such a short time. However, it's possible those finger marks were Master's own doing. Because he always wore gloves while cooking. Do you have evidence that those finger marks were left by Master? And moreover, there are still a few points of suspicion surrounding Delicia. Oh? You still haven't given up on that? Greggy, you still suspect me? I've already apologized for stealing a few bites. I don't want to suspect you. However, I can't easily trust those who tell lies. You must still be hiding something. Greggy is a bully. Don't you know the temperature fresh cream must be kept at? You call yourself a dessert chef, but you lack even the most basic knowledge. I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge. In your case, it's not even about the lack of knowledge. In truth, you don't even know how to make desserts, do you? Defense attorney, stop trying to force your own reasoning. In a court of law, the evidence tells all. If you say the witness is lying, show it with evidence. We're not in court yet, but very well. This evidence shows that Delicia can't make desserts. Pretty easy. Fake desserts. Oh wait, yeah. I pressed A instead of X. Oh, we're getting mixed up with the buttons because I'm using an Xbox controller, so A is B and Y is X is Y. It's confusing. The only things Delicia made were those that broke the rules. The lamp and cloth that broke the rules were being held in Master's room. There is no way the witness could have returned them to her room. Those were not the only fake desserts she made. What? Her desserts may look like something out of a fairy tale, at first glance. But in reality, they are nothing but mannequins decorated with cream. Apart from the cream, they're all fake. What? This is not something one aiming to become the world's greatest pastry chef would do. Is this true, Bad? Yes. My shoes can attest to that. Will that be enough to convince Prosecutor Von Karma? Once he sees what Delicia has done, he'll have no choice but to be convinced. Delicia. The fact that your actions could lead to you being a suspect is no laughing matter. But that's... I didn't murder. Isn't it time you told us the whole truth? Who are you? And why were you indulging yourself in another contestant's work? Yesy, I understand. Oh. The truth is, I'm not really a dessert chef, like I led you to believe. I'm actually a pharmacist. What? A pharmacist? That's a completely different occupation. It's no wonder he couldn't hide his surprise. Why is a pharmacist like you participating in this contest? I just love eating desserts. I joined because I thought I'd be able to eat some of Jeffy's desserts. I never thought I'd end up making it to the finals. Even Prosecutor von Karma is at a loss for words. So the real reason you... Oh, that's the real reason why you entered the contest? You see, as expected, Jeffrey's desserts were oh so good. So, the gloved finger marks on the picture frame were your doing? No way, I never wore gloves. Delicious fingerprints were found on Mr. Master's chocolates. So it is true that she wasn't wearing gloves. You see, exactly, you do believe me, Greggy. Is your face stuffed with nothing but desserts? Sorry, Manny. I think it's her belly that's stuffed. Were Master's desserts all that you ate? Actually, no. After the afternoon tea, I also ate Icy's desserts. Oh my god. You mean you entered the victim's room? Yeah, see, exactly. The room was empty after all. Perhaps the victim was already dead by then. But my first bite tasted way too salty and I couldn't eat it. So I ate the delicious star-shaped dessert that was nearby. It's delicious, you really are a glutton. It is rare you see a woman with this kind of appetite. That's all I did. Reggie, Manny, everyone, I'm sorry I caused you trouble. Now that you've told us the truth, everything's fine. There's no need to apologise. This does not mean that your testimony is trustworthy. I'll be investigating the victim's room after this. Only then will I decide if your testimony is true. Prosecutor von Karma, I'd like to go as well. I also need to ascertain whether my reasoning, up until now, has been correct. I'll let you follow, but I have no intention of letting you investigate. That's enough for me. So, December 24th, contest venue, Dober's room. This. What is the meaning of this? Huh? Oh, Jesus. Nothing's there. The desserts adorning the victim's room had disappeared, without a trace. Was this the true killer's doing? A body that was hidden inside a dessert, and a murder weapon that was moved? Further investigation would be required to arrive at the truth of this case. Oh, to be continued. Really? Okay. Interesting. Oh right, so now we're back in the present day. Jesus. Zodiac Art Gallery, Fountain Patio. Oh, so this is no longer the contest venue. It's just like a museum. Oops. I guess I went on for a little too long there. Something like that happened? I had no idea. None of the case files I read went into such detail. Well, I doubt there would be anything in there that would be inconvenient to the prosecution. Especially with that von Karma at the head. How did the investigation go from there? The desserts had disappeared from the victim's room, so the investigation hit a rough patch. Thanks to that, it took about a whole year before a verdict was handed down. 1 whole year. This was before the whole three-day pre-trial system was established. Trials didn't need to finish in the short amount of time that they do now. I see. Did they ever find out why the victim's desserts disappeared? Well, kinda. His dessert was like a candy ice sculpture made from sherbet. Since it was made from ice, the general consensus was that it had melted. However, that might not quite be the case. What do you mean? This museum used to be Mr. Master's mansion, the stage of the IS-7 incident. And in this very place, they're exhibiting the sherbet salon from 18 years ago. The victim's dessert. Yep. Though, it could be just a replica of the original. That's why Uncle Ray had to come today, to check it out. And for your old man, too. Now then, let's get a move on and check out the room. I'm pretty sure it's over in the Winter Palace. Am I actually in control, or what? Oh no. Bum 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 bum. The Winter Palace should be... Huh? It's... locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum. Mr. Shields, according to the pamphlet we received at the entrance, the Winter Palace is over here. Ooh. Oh, that's, what's his face? Really? I could've sworn it was this one. Alright, let's go. We gotta confirm the truth of what happened 18 years ago. No, it was a portrait of Jeff Masters. Oh, look who it is! Yeah, I can't remember his name. Is it Ron DeLite? Mask to Mask. And then you've got not Dahlia. Crap, can't remember her name. Shit. Either way, they're from Trials and Tribulations. Huh. That's cool though. I like that. Bum 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 bum. So, man, it's still as cold as ever. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze solid. It seems the Winter Palace lives up to its name. It's like a freezer in here. With the light dimmed like this, it's almost as if the room itself is made of ice. I think the control panel for the room temperature is on the back wall. Miles, why don't you check what temperature it's set at for me? Uncle Ray's gonna give the curator a piece of his mind later. It's way too cold in here. Very well. If you want to look around the room a bit, feel free to stay, or freeze, to your heart's content. I'll get the camera ready. I want to take some pictures of this place, and show it to your old man. Understood? So who's this? There's a boy with a school bag. Did he come to the art gallery by himself? She even quit her job in order to run this museum. I don't really get it. Perhaps one of his parents knows the curator? I don't know if that's a, cameo? A giant block of ice is being displayed here. It appears to be quite heavy. No, the inside must be hollow. On the surface, there is an image of the stars and a written description. So, the Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters, a star cluster that comprises a part of Taurus. But for all these stars to be grouped together as a cluster, the ways of the ancient people must have been very imprecise. There are two sculptures displayed here. These sculptures are replicas of the desserts that vanished 18 years ago. Impressive, huh? These sculptures made of ice. Yes. My father never got to see these ice sculptures. And now, 18 years later, I'm standing before them. Miles, sorry to bother you while you're deep in thought. Would you turn this way a little? Like this? Yes, like that. You're taking a picture of it. Ah. Mr. Shields, you're not... Say cheese. Mr. Shields, please don't take pictures of me. Sorry, my bad. I just wanted to make sure the camera works okay. That camera looks quite old. Yeah, well, that's because it's an old-fashioned camera. You know, an instant camera. It automatically develops the photos after shooting. Pretty cool, huh? Yes, I know. Though I've never used one. You're quite the know-it-all. You really are the old man's son. Yeah, could you move a bit? I want to take some more photos of the room. Okay. His face has taken on an unusually serious expression. He's probably thinking about the IS-7 incident. Man, I snapped a bunch. And they're already developed, see? Oh damn. He shoved them in my face before I could reply. Well, I have one more question for you, Mr. Know-It-All. Do you know what these two sculptures represent? The sculptures of Taurus and Gemini from the winter constellations. Ooh, bingo. Not bad, Miles. That's probably why they call this room the Winter Palace. Uncle Ray is feeling generous today, so I'll give you a copy of this photo too. Thanks. Alright, identical to the sherbet desserts the victim made 18 years ago. Push the check button for details. Are these replicas of the Constellation desserts that were made 18 years ago? Yeah. Looks like these two sculptures are also made out of sherbet. Uncle Ray's also only seen the real sculptures in photos. But these sculptures look like the real deal. This is what you wanted to show me? Yeah. I think your old man would have wanted you to see it as well. I'm sorry. Uncle Ray didn't have the courage to come here alone. Don't apologize. This was a good opportunity to learn about my father's case. It means a lot to me. So, you want me to take another commemorative photo? No thanks. So if I actually look at this... To create something like this out of sherbet, even reproducing it would require considerable technique. The glass case seems to be lit up from the inside. If those stanchions weren't there, I could get a closer look. Well, how about this? I'll yell out, Master Mask is here. Yes, it's me, I'm Master Mask. Good, good. Wait, wasn't her name Delilah? Ronnie! Good, good. Wait, Ronnie, if you say that, you'll get arrested. Come on, if we don't plan properly, we won't be able to sell it. What are these two talking about? Yeah. Was it Delilah? I really don't remember her name. I know her name began with D, but I honestly don't remember her name. For some reason, a giant block of ice is on display. There's a description written on the surface, Castor and Pollux. Every December, large meteor showers appear in the direction of these two stars. And so, Master Mask, and then I... Those two are being rather noisy and distracting. It can't be helped. I should go look at another exhibit. I like the cameo. Mr. Shields, I can't find the temperature control panel. Oh, right. They keep it where it's hard to find. Just one moment. Huh? It's locked. Makes sense. They wouldn't want the guests changing the temperature themselves. According to the pamphlet, the Winter Palace has a temperature of 27 Fahrenheit. Ugh. Now that is cold. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze to death. Guess I'll need to find someone to share body heat with. Preferably a beautiful lady. Oh, are you trying to freeze me to death as well with those cold eyes? Of course not. Alrighty, now that I've got some pictures of this room, let's check out the other places, or palaces. Might as well see them all, since we're already here. I suppose you're right. What the hell was that? That yell just now. It came from the fountain patio. Let's go, Miles. Like how when he runs he has to hold his hat. Oh dear. Is that a dead guy? Uh-oh, not good. There's someone passed out on the floor. And that man there is... It's Laurice. Larry, what are you doing here? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. What exactly happened here? Edgy. I saw something that no one should ever have to see. Again. Larry, calm down. Why is there someone passed out here? Or passed out there? I didn't do anything. He just fell down all of a sudden. This man, he can't be. What? Excuse me, but what is the matter here? You can't raise such a ruckus in the museum, boys. Well, there's Delicia. This scent is... Seems like he's still breathing, but this is a bad situation. Miles, it's not safe here. Get everyone out of here. Everyone get away from that room right now. There's poison gas coming out of it. What on earth? So, fountain patio. Everything okay? Is all good? Yes or no? Mr. Shields, how is the victim? Looks like he breathed in a little too much of that poison gas. He's still unconscious. According to the doctor in the ambulance, there are no external injuries or any other wounds. Thanks to our fortunate timing, we were able to save him before he was too far gone. But he's not out of the woods yet. He's currently being treated by a specialist in the infirmary. I see. Mr. Shields, is he an acquaintance of yours? Yeah, you could say that. He's Dane Gustavia. Ah, he was involved in the IS-7 incident. The pastry chef? So he was involved in the case 18 years ago. At least the other guy's doing alright. Is he a friend of yours, Miles? Yes, you could say that. It's fortunate you were not hurt, Larry. What's "you could say that" supposed to mean, Edgy? How could you treat a childhood friend like that? That's just cruel. And also, when I'm dressed like this, I'm called Larice Donham, you know. I actually know how to say the name now. Because of the anime, the second season. Because obviously they cover trial and tribulations in that, and obviously they say the name. It's Donham. So don't call me Larry, it's Larice. This man is Larry Butts. He's nothing but trouble, but he's been one of my friends since grade school. Some time ago, he awakened to the calling of art and assumed the alias Larice Donham. But a Butts by any other name would smell just as much. Really? You two are childhood friends? I better report that to your old man too. I'm sure it'll bring him joy. He was always worried about you not being able to make friends. Good for you, Edgy. Aren't you glad to have a bosom buddy like me? My father was worried about something like that. But anyway, what are you doing in a place like this, Larry? How many times do I have to tell you, Edgy? I'm Larice. What are you doing in a place like this? Yikes, don't glare at me when you talk. So, are you gonna tell me? Isn't it obvious? I've come here to study art. I'm going to take Mandy on a date here, so I was just doing some scouting beforehand. And you're just using art as an excuse to go on a date. Not bad, Larice. Maybe you can introduce some pretty girls to me next time. Oh, now you're talking my language, dude. I think I'm getting a headache. By the way, Larice, did you notice anything strange when you found the victim? Nah, not really. Nothing that would make you say, I saw something that no one should ever have to see. Oh yeah, that. I was just surprised when I saw that old dude fall down out of nowhere like that. I didn't do anything this time for once. Is that anything to brag about? Boom, boom, boom. Hey, it's what's-her-face, Katie. Visitors, we wish to deeply apologise for the disturbance. I am the curator of this museum. My name is... oh, not Katie. Catherine Hall. She's also one of the people involved in the IS-7 incident. Hello there, Miss Kate. Remember me? Oh my, she's changed. Wow. So, Monsieur Shields, thank you for your continued assistance. She was the woman we saw at the reception, so she is the curator here. We apologise for the inconvenience, especially since it's the opening day. No, you don't have to apologise for a thing, Miss Kate. I almost forgot, let me introduce you to someone. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory Edgeworth's son. Oh, Monsieur Edgeworth's... what the fuck? Okay. Oh great, of course. How wonderful! I meet the soon after 18 years. It's an honour to meet you. Defense Attorney Miles Edgeworth. I mean, I'm a prosecutor, but yeah, whatever. Wow, that was amazing. You still got that golden voice, Miss Kate. Actually, I'm a prosecutor. Oh, so you're a prosecutor? My most sincere apologies, Monsieur Edgeworth. This woman is very polite, but slightly odd. Katie, could I get your autograph? Right here, pretty please? Yes, if you so desire. Why do you want her autograph? Hey, don't tell me. You don't know who she is. My, you really don't keep up with the entertainment news, do you, Miles? What? What is this unbearable atmosphere? She's a superstar actress who's been in tons of musicals and movies. She's a great singer too. Currently I am the curator of this museum. I've already retired from the stage. I finished filming my role for my last movie a few days ago. My co-stars also said that they would come here once I opened the doors. And here you are, Monsieur Artiste. I return this to you. Thanks a bunch, Katie. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life. Well, looks like me and Maurice share the same interests. So I gathered. Harry, you said you're here to study art. Why don't you practice drawing as well? Since you're here at Miss Hall's Art Museum. Oh, it would be an honour to have Monsieur Artiste sketch our exhibits. Oh, I guess even you have some good ideas. Every now and then, edgy. I'll do a bit of sketching for Katie here. And there he goes. What an amusing person. Forgive the disturbance. Incidentally, who was the woman that was with you earlier? That was Madame Delicia Scones. She's currently assisting in the treatment of Monsieur Gustavia in the infirmary. Even though I said infirmary, since this is an art museum now, it is only a provisional. As I am the only staff member working here, I cannot take a leave of my duties for too long. Delicia Scones. I believe we've heard that name before. Mr. Shields? Yep, looks like the whole gang from the IS-7 incident is here. Well, I doubt that's a coincidence. Monsieur Shields, Monsieur Edgeworth, would you care for some hot tea? Oh, Miss Kate's tea, that takes me back. Yes, if you please. Alright. God, the noises are the same as well. Now I must take my leave. I must explain the situation to the other visitors. Alright, thanks for everything. And there she goes. Look, I was not expecting to leave the trolley there. This smells like Ceylon tea. Should drink it before it cools. Oh, this Ceylon tea is of very high quality. And this aroma of citrus does wonders for your concentration, right? Your old man said the exact same thing 18 years ago. But the saucers back then were chilled. Today they're warm. Anyway, don't you think this current situation is rather unusual? You mean how everyone involved in the case 18 years ago has gathered at this museum? Yes, I would like to be in charge of this case, if at all possible. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay? Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Shields. I came here as fast as I could, when I heard that you were done in by the poison gas. Wait, what? Oh, my sweet honey Kay. How about a hug after being parted for so long? No. Jeez, so you're perfectly fine. I can't believe you made us worry so much. Detective Gumshoe. What is the meaning of bringing Kay here? I'm sorry, sir. I knew the gas was dangerous, so I tried to stop her. But no matter how much I ran, I like how there's and ran, I couldn't gain any ground. When it comes to running away, no one is faster than the Akarasu. But you weren't running away from here. You were running toward here. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm all set, sir. I'll start investigating the crime scene. Since there might still be traces of gas in the room, I'll have to ask everyone to wait here. Very well. I'm counting on you. Good luck in there, Flatfoot. Wow, Gummy's so cool. He's just like a detective. But that's what he is. He's just like a detective. No, he is a detective. Yes, Edgeworth here. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like the poison gas has dissipated, sir. Oh, which I was in that room. Really? Oh no, half of the stuff's melted. Detective, calmly explain the state of the Autumn Palace. Yes, sir. I'll start with the exhibits. On the left, there's a statue of two people, or with two people. And on the right, there's a statue of an animal with two horns. A statue of two people and a statue of an animal with horns. Isn't that the exact same thing I saw in the Winter Palace just a while ago? Oh! Wait a minute. Are there two rooms set up as the Water Palace? Also, the room is wet with water thanks to the sprinkler system. That also prevented the gas from harming anyone else. The sprinkler system. Was there a fire in the room? There are no signs of a fire, and the fire alarm hasn't gone off either, sir. The sprinklers in this museum are the kind that detects both smoke and fire. It was in the Autumn Palace. Oh. If it detects smoke, it will send an alert to the security room. I think the poison gas might have set off the alarm in the security room, sir. Was there anyone in the security room at that time? The only one working here is a curator, Miss Catherine Hall, sir. She has been in the reception booth, opposite the security room, ever since the museum opened. Did Miss Hall turn on the sprinklers? The sprinkler system can only be operated manually from the security room, sir. If it had been automatic, it would have sprayed water all over the exhibits. Since the system is manual, the situation could be examined, and the exhibits moved if need be. I guess there would be more priority over the exhibits than the building. Only a museum. But it's way too cold in this room, sir. Isn't this supposed to be the Autumn Palace? It feels more like the dead of winter in here. The Autumn Palace is cold? I checked the thermostat earlier, and it was set to 27 Fahrenheit. I couldn't believe it. Why would the Autumn Palace be set to the same temperature as the Winter Palace? What is happening? That's all I know for now, sir. If I figure out anything else, I'll give you another call. You see, I'm counting on you, Detective.